Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Culture Connects podcast. I am your hostess with the mostest, Honey, joined with my wonderful co-host this week, William Allen, a.k.a. Samori. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for joining us today, Samori. Today's topic is fatherhood. And I feel like there couldn't have been a better co-host or and guest on the show to discuss fatherhood with us today because Samori is a father of a blended family of 10 kids. He has an organization called Fatherhood Incorporated, where they mentor the youth and everything. I'll let him elaborate on that a little bit later in the show. But man, I just had to have him on here. Samori, once again, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's an honor to be on your show finally. I've been watching every episode. I hope everybody else is tuning in. You have some great co-hosts on here and continue to do the great work. We love the work you're doing. We appreciate you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Continue to do the great work. We love the work you're doing.
Yeah.
We want feedback. We like that feedback. Everybody like the work you're doing.
Right on. Well, thank you so much, Samori. Okay, before we get deep into the show, we're gonna take a brief commercial break, you guys. We'll be right back.
Join us for our brand new podcast, The Culture Connects, hosted by Honey and her weekly guest co-hosts. We're diving deep into the latest current events and important issues affecting our culture. Catch us live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, streaming on YouTube and Facebook. Don't miss out on engaging conversations and insightful discussions. Subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Let's connect and explore the heart of our culture together. See you there.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Once again, I am Honey, your hostess with the mostest, and I'm joined by William Samori Allen. And today's topic is fatherhood. Take this time to please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please share this podcast on your platform, your social media platforms. We need all the support that we can get. All right, so Samori, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. First I want to give praise to Allah for allowing me to still be alive here to actually give my story because I ain't supposed to be here. A lot of people tell you they ain't supposed to be here. I would tell you I'm not supposed to be here by no means of my own. Nothing but grace of God that I'm here today. And I actually would love to thank my wife because without my wife, I'd probably be a shitty father. So she's the star in my galaxy that leads me on my path, and I love her dearly for all the support and work she does for me. Now let's talk about some more. Some people call me Goodies. Most people know me by William. Depends on where you meet me at and what type of mind frame I'm in when you meet me, because
Yeah.
I do have split personalities or different characters I play, but it's very vital to have those characters to maneuver through life how I maneuver. But I'm a native of Atlanta, Georgia. I'm 30 odd years. You know what I mean? I have a family of 10. I've been divorced 4 times. And you'll hear a little bit about that story. I've been divorced. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. I I had to learn. I had to learn, and those marriages were great lessons, and still good friends with all those ex-wives, by the most part. But yeah, 10 kids, um, the only boy out of seven children. I grew up in a big house. My dad had 7 kids. My granddaddy had 13. Shout out to William Allen Sr. and all my ancestors in my family. Thank you, Miss Inez Allen too. But and Walter Gray too, because it's on both sides. So all my grandparents they had big families, so I always aspired to have a big family. I went to school, Creekside High School, got kicked out, Bannock High School, kicked out. This is my stage when we go in the store. This is when I was Still trying to find myself, so I was just moving through schools. Graduate of Earl C. Clements Job Corps, went on to Chaminade University, so I can become a pastor. A lot of people don't know that, so I have some theology, you know what I mean, under my belt, somewhat of a scholar.
Yeah. Hey.
Then I came back to Georgia, joined the military, did 6 years with that, became a truck driver in the military, took them skills out into the free world, started my business in 2013, and been making very lucrative salary with the strategies that hopefully we can discuss later on. And in short brief, I'm just a your local good guy. You know what I mean? Dude who wants to see you do better and help you do better.
That part. That part. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your service. What branch of the military were you in?
You know, I'm Army Green, I'm an Army man, who you know,
Okay.
25th Transportation Corps, Hawaii, Schofield Barracks. That's that's where I hail from. Tropic Lightning.
All right. Where were you stationed?
Schofield Barracks, Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
they've
were
been.
you were in Honolulu?
I was in Honolulu, but we call it Waikiki, which is
Yeah,
in
Waikiki. Yeah.
Waiawa. Waiawa is with Schofield at, and you got the Marine base. But Honolulu, great experience. Great experience for me. That was my first time away from home, and it's surprising because it relates back to the whole father story. See, when I was young, I only was given two options from my father. He told me that maybe around 13 years old, he told me I had to make at least $1,500 a week if I was going to have a family. And only way I was probably gonna do that without getting an education was go to the military or be a trash man. And I ain't want to fuck with no trash. Excuse me, I ain't want to deal with no trash. So I took his choice and went to the military. Following all the firstborn boys go to the military, so he finally taught me into going to the military. But yep, Army, the great Army.
Okay. I spent 2 weeks at Pearl Harbor. I'm a Navy veteran. Yes. And after I got out, I became a reservist. You know, you do 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my years, I spent my 2 weeks in on Waikiki Beach. Oh my God! When I say that was the most beautiful experience ever.
Yes,
Oh man, that was an experience like just actually waking up seeing rainbows literally every day because it rained for
every
5
day.
days. Now you got rainbows everywhere. I'm like, oh my God, I just couldn't imagine like just seeing that every day. That is, man, that was that. My God, that had to been just an amazing situation. Just waking up seeing that beauty every day like that.
It is. Hopefully, we get a chance to retire. You know, I plan on it. I plan on going back.
Okay, okay. I'm going in January. I'll be there from the 20th to the 27th.
That's some of the best times to go. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah,
Yeah.
get over
Oh yeah,
there.
you know it. Yeah, I'm born and raised in Chicago, so I'm trying to change the forecast, baby.
That's
I'm
right.
going in January, and I know it's gonna be beautiful down there, you know. So
Mhm.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Raven Marie Woods, how you doing? Good evening to you, Queen. Thank you for tuning in to the show. Please share this post. Please share the podcast. Please, please, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so Samori, the topic of our show is fatherhood. Let's talk about um, let's talk about your journey as a father and Fatherhood Inc.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna give you the nutshell. I'm not gonna try to keep it too long, but I had my first child at 19. Beautiful girl, Angelia Scott. Loved the girl. Grew up with her. High school sweetheart. But I wasn't ready to be a father. I didn't know what a father was. Had no idea the responsibility, the commitment, the discipline, the nurturing, the finance. I didn't had no idea with that. But I was your typical young, I ain't gonna say African American young man, but black brother in the hood who got his girl pregnant. You know, actually I got her pregnant when we was finna break up, like a lot of people do.
Yep,
So
that's how it happened.
so when she found out she was pregnant, I was actually dealing with my current wife, who I'm married to now. I
Okay.
was actually living and dealing with her. So it was an awkward situation. It was an awkward situation. I was walking out of trying to leave one situation to start a new situation and end up having a child in the mix. I love that girl. That's my firstborn. That's my Kalia, my angel Allen. And so I left my current wife and went back to go be with the girl. But I did not have the skills of cohabiting with a woman with a child because I ain't gonna lie to you, and a lot of brothers won't admit it. I was jealous. I was
Right.
jealous of the baby.
All that
She get the
attention.
baby get all the attention. The baby this, baby that, baby crying. You can't get no nookie. You no more feed me. Now I'm immature. I'm not emotionally intelligent. I become jealous of the baby, you know what I mean? And of course, she's still going through her hormones, me not being grown and not understanding that a woman goes through a whole emotional strain and she hormones
Yeah.
and all that through their pregnancy
Yeah.
and
Yeah. It's
definitely
deep.
after the pregnancy.
Yeah.
And so I was an asshole. And she wasn't putting up with me, so she got rid of me.
Okay.
And I was hurt, a little bit abandoned because I just left a great girl to come back to you. And
Right.
now I didn't have the skills, but I didn't see it was my fault. This is all your fault. You acting, you
Right.
tripping, you asking too much. And so I went and got another girl pregnant. Just to try to make her jealous. Dumb and immature, just making stupid decisions. But that because I didn't have no I'm gonna say I had a father, but I didn't listen to my father.
Right.
I didn't listen to my father. I was still upset about the abandonment issues I had with him at a young age. I was still angry about what I thought I should have got. My entitlements of I'm your son, you supposed to did this and did that for me. But moving on, I got the second girl pregnant. And so she was putting I tried to dip on her. I ain't gonna lie, I was horrible. I tried to dip on this girl. I got a one night stand. I'm busted down and she called me 6 weeks later, like, oh, I'm pregnant, so I ghosted her. And then 6 months later, I remember she said one way she found me, she knew my parents gave her these they're very religious saints. I love my parents. They're real Christians. But they gave her what they call tracts, little Bible pamphlets to their church. So this girl pops up 8 months pregnant, big stomach, looking for me in the church. Cause she know I go to church with my parents. And she walks up to the front and she said, has anybody seen William Allen? I'm looking for my baby's father.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna pause right there because the
All right.
we got some comments. Nita Nana, peace and love, sis. Praying all is well with you as well. Queen Sue, peace and love, Queen. Peace and love. Dwanese, peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and love. Hold on. What's up, Drew? Long time. Thank you for tuning in. Lady hey, Lola. Peace and love. Peace and love. Are you seeing these comments,
Oh
Samori?
yeah, I'm reading them. I'm reading them. It's all
Okay.
love. I'm love. I'm just absorbing it. I'm just absorbing
Okay.
it.
All right. Peace and okay, Mobster Rick. Hey. Bro, you coming. You coming. I definitely gotta have my bros on here. I got you. Oh my God. Peace and love, Dana. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh man, Nita on you. She on you. She said my girl came to the church.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did.
What
She
better
found
way to
out.
get the truth? She said, what better way to get the truth? In the name of Jesus.
In the name of Jesus.
So hold on. Okay, we got hey, peace and love, Twan. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Twan was the guest on the show when we were talking about uh, uh black homophobia. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And
Okay.
Twan, we got to have you back on too, because you was definitely
That's definitely something I can speak on because I have a bisexual daughter. That's yeah, we'll talk about it. We
yes,
definitely touch
yes.
on that one.
And peace and love, brother. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, all of you guys, for tuning in. Please share this podcast. I really appreciate all of your support. So now, Samori, back to you. She came, she stood in the front of the church.
From the church.
Well,
She said William Allen. So I
yeah.
get to looking at my daddy. Cause we got the same name. Like, what you done did? But yeah, they pulled us to the side, and they prayed over us, and basically I got a shotgun with it. I got a shotgun running through the church because I'm a 7 day. Well, I was 7 day Adventist. Still, yeah, I was 7 day Adventist. But they don't play about certain things like that, especially with premarital sex and all that stuff. So they was like, you gotta do the right thing. You already had one baby. What you gonna do about this girl? And at that time, I had an idea I was going to the military, but I wasn't for sure that I was gonna go to the military. But knowing that, me and my dad had that conversation with what you gonna do now, because you barely taking care of one child. Now you finna have a second child. So I think you need to do the right thing going to the military. So I said, okay, I was going to the military, but I didn't tell my dad I was finna get married so I get the extra money. Because when I was talking to the recruiter, I was telling the recruiter, oh, I'm finna have a baby, I'm finna have a baby. And a recruiter said, well, you wanna get some more money, you might need to get married. Well, shit, that's all he had to say because the dollar sign is all I need to see. So, we
So now
went.
this by this time you had 2 kids.
I had no the girl pregnant. She's still pregnant. I'm
So you
shipping
had
out
one
before the
and a
baby
half
get. I'm
kids.
trying to get out of here before this baby get here.
Okay, so you had 1.5 kids.
I got 1.5 kids.
Okay,
So when
okay,
she
okay.
shows up, that next week I'm at the recruiter office, and 2 weeks later I'm off to basic training. But I did get married in the process. I went to did a little courthouse wedding, get my paperwork straight. I didn't tell my family though, cause They 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 knew it was some BS, but as parents do, they just say we'll pray about it. Let God be the glory. He'll work it out. So I done went off the military, and I get the AIT, and I'm back mad at my dad about this. Of course, I don't know why I'm always blaming him because I'm just mad at him because I didn't want to go to the military. I just wanted to drive trucks, but he was like, nah, you need discipline. And I'm like, what you mean? I didn't understand what discipline was because I'm still thinking with a teenage mind.
Yeah.
So he was like, nah, you need discipline because now you're a father now. And I'm like, well, you weren't no great father, but I'm looking back, I'm excused in everything until I was a teenager. And then I have to realize when I was a teenager, I had my own hormones going on. I was the asshole. I was the bad child. I was the inconsiderate person. I ain't think about daddy going to work, coming home, doing all that. I'm just tearing up. Just you're a teenager, you're all about self. You ain't looking at your parent as a parent until you become a parent. So
There you go.
I was
So
still
that was
mad at my
definitely a
dad. So
narcissist.
I'm over in Hawaii. I get over there and I meet this girl, Brittany from Houston. She's an ex dancer, and she she different from all the other girls. She real different she's formed different from all the other girls. And I
Oh,
bit that apple.
Samori.
I bit that apple. It didn't take nothing but 6 months over there, and I don't got the other girl pregnant. I'm working, y'all. I'm full time daddy here, big papa. So I get this girl pregnant, and I don't want to tell my wife that she's pregnant. But Brittany told her anyway, and she was upset. They was upset. She was upset. So she planned to move over to Hawaii. I brought her over. Weirdly enough, her and my child's mother at that time, the girl was pregnant. They end up hooking up together because they're my second baby mama or my first wife. She's bisexual too. So strangely, they end up intertwining, and we try to do the whole little poly thing at that time, but it didn't work because I was selfish and I was still young and dumb and then had no guidance. I just heard about polygamy and just ran with it, not knowing nothing about it. But it
Right. You
didn't
just
work.
thinking you're gonna be happy with multiple women. Don't realize that's a whole nother topic for another show. And I'm gonna have you
Oh,
on for that because I would love to discuss that with you as well.
right.
I have some experience in that situation in that. But,
Oh, yeah, we're gonna talk about
yeah,
it. We'll talk about
another show, another show. Stay tuned for
don't
the coach.
expose yourself too much now.
Right.
So I divorced the second one. I mean the first one, had a baby with the second one. She in returns. One day I woke up and nothing was in the house, and I'm looking like, what the hell happened? So I find a letter saying that she went through my phone. She found out all the shit I was doing while she was deployed and stuff, and she out of here. She
Okay,
and the
now that's
baby, they out
Brittany.
of here. Hell with you. She don't got
That's
out the
Brittany the
military.
dancer.
Just the big booty
Brittany.
dance.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So she gone. She don't went back to back home. So when she went back home, I have no sexual control over myself. I'm young. I got money. I'm military. I'm black. I'm trying to strike
You
everything
having
I
a
see.
ball.
I have no remorse for having children because they're not. If they're not in your face, you don't really acknowledge that they're a responsibility. I was just thinking, as long as I send my money home, that was it. Cause they babies. They on 1, 2, 3, gaga goo goo, that type
Right.
stuff. In my mind, I wasn't thinking that I was imprinting myself on them at that time, but I learned that later on in the years. So when she left, I got to talking to this other chick that I used to get drunk with every weekend. She was my I ain't gonna say that because she might watch this. But we was hookup friends. We used to come home drunk
Friend
from the
with
club,
benefits. Friends
and
with
she was
benefits.
barrack. She had the bedroom across from mine, so either I'd get drunk and sit on her door, or she'd be drunk and sit on my door, and we just met up every night. But she was the truth. She's a Geechee girl from South Carolina, and yeah, I tried to get her pregnant 'cause I was trying to trap her. Yeah, me and B out here trapping. I was trying to trap her. Yep. And I got her pregnant the first time, but she had an abortion. And then the second time she kept it. And that's when she found out that I was married. And she told Jag on me and they talked together and they kicked me out of the military.
I would say, did you go to jail? Cause
Yeah.
honey, listen here, that's a whole nother story too
Yeah.
for another show. Because my husband, baby mama, wrote my captain.
Mm. They'll do it
The
now.
nerve,
They'll do it.
the nerve, though, But that's how it go. Nita Nana says that her biggest regret was not joining the military. Girl, I think out of that was one of the best decisions that I ever
Best
made
decision.
in my
Best
life.
decision. Life
Boy, I
changing.
thank God every day. Do you hear me? I
Right.
don't know what my life would even look like today had I not. I can't even tell you.
I'm
I
in the
can't tell
same
you
boat.
because when I joined the military, I needed to go somewhere. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I was in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Gang banging, and doing everything else that come along with street living. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, uh, I thank God that I got on up out of there. You know what I'm saying? I thank God for that. She said, "You nationwide, brother. He ain't he everywhere,
That's true.
everywhere." But
That's
ain't
true.
nothing wrong with that.
I've been around.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Got to stay in rotation. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay, so come on with the story now. So now you didn't got the Geechee girl pregnant now.
Got
So
to
now
get
is
your
this
girl
baby
pregnant.
number 3?
This is baby number 3.
Okay.
And everything was cool. She was kind of upset that I was married, but she had an idea. I didn't live. And I eventually moved out to Barracks and had my own on post housing. So she caught on to it, but we were still, we were still kicking it. Only thing it is, I didn't tell her I was still sleeping around with other females, and I made a mistake and gave her chlamydia while she was pregnant. And that is what caused her to hit me with the car and go to my command and I thought she was tripping.
Okay.
At that age, I thought she was
Hit
tripping.
you with
It's
the
just a
car.
little clap, get a shot. You'd be all right. But I didn't think I put her life in danger. I put her baby life in danger. Almost could have blinded the daughter.
Just a little clap. Get a
It's a
shot.
little, it's a little clap.
Okay.
That's how I was thinking though. Cause I was moving the groove. I was like, well, we can get a shot together, get together, we can still do it. And she was like, you finna die. And but out of result of that hurt I caused her, I didn't see my child for 12 years after that. Only
Oh
thing I
wow.
did, I saw her was born, and she told me that day after I seen, she said, "You'll be the last time you see your child until I'm ready to forgive you." And that took 12 years later. So for the men out there, be mindful what you do when you do what you do, because it is repercussions. It's not sometimes not easy, just a shot, to get to clear up the bullshit you done did. Sometimes it's lifelong pain to come with that. And I lost 12 years of my daughter's life for not wearing a condom. Stupid. Very stupid. So yeah, I got clapped, she got mad, I get kicked out of the military. I come back to Atlanta. Unfortunately, I came back to Atlanta. I should have stayed in Hawaii. But I before I got out, I was taking all these classes, before you get out the military. And a dude named Maurice Johnson, older cat. He was in my SAP program. I had a little alcohol problem. I was drinking the food, and I didn't want to go to after duty and all that stuff. So I used that so I could go get out of work. Go take my classes and stuff. But that man, he was the first person to change my life. He started making me identify who the problem was, and the problem was me. Not living up to my abilities, not even having no goal or vision or nothing. I was just waking up every day to drink, fuck, and make money. And that was I didn't I had not groomed my mind or my lifestyle to benefit me in the long run. I was just living for today. And
But I believe that people in their 20s, realistically speaking, I think that that's the mindset that most 20 somethings have. You know what I'm saying?
right.
They have having sex, getting them some money, and indulging. You know
I,
what I'm saying?
I want my thing. I used to wonder, would I have done better if I would have knew better? I mean, if I would have had somebody to mentor and stay on me like that, because that was what was absent, and that's why when I started to speak to him, he actually became like a father figure. It wasn't just class; he was direct. He was talking to my heart. He was telling my life story by listening to his life story, because he was a drunk, he was a homemonger, and he did all this crazy stuff. But then at the end, he became a millionaire. He ended up what you call it, repairing his marriage, getting back in his children's lives. He missed all their childhood, but he was able to get them as adults. And his
Yeah.
story, it made sense to me that my daddy wasn't the problem. I was the problem, because I couldn't forgive him for something, that's that's something that I don't think he purposely did. Or, we all struggle from our own childhood traumas. I didn't know what
Mhm.
his father done to him, or how did his dad love him and love on him. Hey, how you doing every day? Throw the baseball. I don't think men back in those days were that
Did all
nurturing. They were more disciplined. Kids taught when to be spoken to, all about discipline and the status quo for a man. It wasn't nurturing, and I had to forgive my father. So when I got back to Georgia, we had a heart to heart. We talked, and I forgave him. And that was the first time that was my first step of becoming a better father, is forgiving myself for allowing myself to be a shitty ass father. I was a shitty ass father. Now we gotta get back to where the rest of these children came from.
Okay, and hold on. Kelly said, you would have done better, brother. I had some good men I was under the tutelage of, And then Sharice said, oh my goodness, I love you so much, Sharice. This is my best friend in the world. This my
Okay.
sister. This
Hey,
my
best friend.
goddaughter, mama. This she know where all the bodies at. Even if I decided I didn't like her no more, I have to keep her.
That's right.
We can't fall out ever.
Never.
We stuck. We just stuck. It just is. But thank you, sister. And that's right. Forgiveness. And I don't know if that was a sad at me, because I me and my father had a tumultuous relationship growing up. he used drugs from the time all my life, from the time he was 15 till he was 40. That's 25 years. I came along at 20 when he was 20. We are 20 years apart. So he didn't get when he got clean. The year he got clean was 1993. I turned 20 and he turned 40. And through God's grace and mercy, my father been clean for over 30 years, baby.
Man,
You know what I'm saying?
shout
And
out Pops. I
yes,
think my
yes,
father's around that same number.
you know, you know
I
what
think
I'm saying.
he was
But
97 somewhere around
yeah,
there.
so and through struggling with the disease of addiction, it was, what I'm saying, it was hard, and even and I think that's one of the things that bonded me and Sharice early on, because we both had similar situations with our fathers, and we had that, like ain't right with them niggas, and it's a blessing today because we both have very good relationships with our fathers.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? We love them. You know what I'm saying? We had the utmost respect for him. I think that that's the trials and tribulations that you go through as children, because we had some problems with our mothers that we had in common. Both our mothers cancers, they name style with D, they crazy, they about that action. You know
right.
what I'm saying? So it's just like I said, it's just a blessing. I thank God. Yeah, shout out to both our fathers, because at the end of the day, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here today.
Amen, amen.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, Kim. Hey. See, we getting a lot of action on this show tonight.
Okay, that's
Thank you
great.
so much, Samori. But look, we got to take a brief commercial break. We headed to the second half of our program, you guys. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Aisha Sisters Productions. Got the vision but need the firepower? Look no further. We don't just create, we dominate. Whether it's e-flyer creation, commercial production, or top-tier advertising and promotion, we take your brand to the next level. Need a podcast setup or already running one? Let us handle the backstage production like pros. Stay in front of the mic while we handle everything behind the scenes. Don't just get noticed, get remembered. Contact Aisha Sisters Productions today for all your streaming and production needs. It's time to elevate your brand. We'll take you there.
All right. I'm over here jamming to the commercial. I love that commercial, you guys. But I'm partial because I'm an Aisha sister for life. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to the second half of the Culture Connects podcast. I am your hostess, Honey, joined by my wonderful co-host, William Samori Allen. Okay, now Samori, we only got 30 more minutes. You
We're
got
gonna
you
make
got
it go
10
get it.
kids. We only on baby number 3, baby. You got
On
to
number
speed
3.
up. You got to speed
All
us
right.
up.
So
Because we
let's
got
get
some more stuff to talk about, because you do so many things. You wear a million hats. I have so much more to ask you. So run these kids through a little bit faster so we can get to fatherhood. We can get to Fatherhood Incorporated. We can get to CVL. We can get to all these businesses you got. You are a plethora of knowledge, power, and information that I really want to get to my audience. So come on, let's go.
All right. So boom. Get your girl have her baby. I go back to Texas to see my girl real quick because I got kicked out. See my original wife. See, can we work it out? She ain't going for it because I ain't making the money I used to make. And to be honest with you, she's kind of a gold digger. So she was like, nah, you gotta go. So I kicked rocks from her, but then 2 weeks later, well not 2 weeks, 2 months later, she called me back to say, I'm pregnant again. So I had another child with her. So that brings me up to a total of 4. And then get back to Atlanta, uh hook up with this young lady named Angel. She had 2 boys of her own. Um I knew her from the hood. She's a good girl. Sometimes she has a little mental problems or issues. She couldn't get her children back. So And she was thugging with us back in the day. She was running around with us on some vice lord stuff that kept her from actually being a good mother. So I told her once I get out the military, if I ever got out the military and you was both single, I help you get your children back. So we did like a little contract marriage, and we got kids back. You know, shout out to Day Day, love Day Day, love that boy, and Devontae, my young boy Devontae. So that's two more I added on there.
Okay, so now we at 6.
We had six, and then you know that first girl, no, the second girl that got pregnant. The reason why I had to go to the military, well, she hit me up for a one night stand, and she got pregnant, and that would cause me to get a divorce from Angel because she was like, "You ain't finna have a baby on me," and I was like, "Cool," because it was nothing but a contract anyway. So she got ghost, so I had Kamori, who's my little bright star. That's the star kid. He's the baby out the bunch. And then while having him, she found Ebony, who is my current wife, because like
She
I said,
found Ebony.
she found
Wait a minute.
Ebony. We was having little conflicts in our marriage, and she was like, "Well, what if we brought another girl into the picture?" And so our
Oh,
children was going to daycare together, but I didn't know about it. But she knew about it. So she told me one day to meet up there at a certain time because I never picked the kids up. And when I got there, it was Ebony there. And we all just started chatting. And she was like, I know you talking to her. You know, do you want her? I was like, don't start nothing that you know what I mean? Don't start nothing that you don't want to handle. So, Ebony, ain't no competing with Ebony. Ebony stole me from her. She stole me from her. So, with Ebony 4, we combined them with my
6.
6, and we got 10. And then I got a lot of vice ladies that I've raised their children, so you really can add 4 more on there. That's how I got that Big Papa Award from Fatherhood Incorporated for having 14 children. And they all of them showed out and came out for my graduation. So yep, that's how I end up with all them kids in a nutshell. But knowing now what I would never change anything. It was all a great experience. It was a great experience, and having a big family is not the problem. It's not planning and preparing and developing a space to have a big family is the problem.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
definitely,
let's get to your questions.
definitely. Okay, you guys chime in. Samori got me over here like, oh my God. Right. Sheree said the capacity. Yeah.
That's right.
You know what? You definitely right. I'm an only child. My mom's only child, and I always wanted a big family. You know what I mean? But once I became an adult, I adopted 2 kids first, and then I went on to have 2 more children. But I um I couldn't afford more than 4. And not, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
realistically speaking, because like, I have a certain lifestyle that I like to live, you know
Correct.
what I'm saying? And I didn't want to diminish my lifestyle. I wanted to add to it and to the lives of my children. You understand what I'm saying? So
Correct.
like I felt like if I had more children, um, that would take from what we already had going on. If I had another child, we wouldn't be able to take family vacations every year.
Right.
Christmas wouldn't look the same. Back to school wouldn't look the same. Those birthday parties, you know what I'm saying? So I just knew that I couldn't afford more than the 4 that God blessed me with. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. you know. Yeah. Okay. And I have 2 bonus kids as well. Elijah and Jakila, you know what I'm saying? My
Okay.
goddaughter and my little cousin, I consider him my son. I'm a little mad at him right now, but I love him profusely. You know what I'm saying? You know how it be when you a mother, when you really a mother and your child disappoints you, you be mad. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? The love don't go away. You know what I'm saying? It just be a little disappointment. He said, brother, one's heart has to be pure in order to maintain the woman and the children. Salute. That's right. That's right. How do you feel about that comment, Samori?
That's really gonna introduce with the fatherhood program and how I got involved with it, because I had made the decision, to stop being a whoremonger and settle down with my wife, because she's a great woman. She is a great. I cannot say that as much as I mean it, but it was one summer day, and I don't had saved all this money. I don't pay for this lavish wedding. I don't saved all this money. I don't bought her a house. I don't got the cars. I'm looking at everything. I'm looking at her kids play. I'm looking at my kids play, and then I'm just thinking to myself, it's 3 children missing. I ain't heard a scene from in over a decade,
Wow.
and I'm basking in all my fruits of my work, but it was incomplete. It was unfair, because all my children couldn't share this experience, my success in doing this.
Yes,
And
yes,
so,
yes.
it was probably most one of the vulnerable moments in our relationship. But I just started crying. And she was like, "What's wrong with you? Why are you crying?" And I was like, I'm not as good as father as I believe I am. And she was like, "Well, you could do anything you want to do if you want to be a better father. Just go find out how to be a better father and do it."
Yeah.
And that's all she had to say. Cause I just started strolling on Facebook like I always do. And it was the same day. I guess the phone must have been listening. But it said Fatherhood Incorporated. Do you want to become a better father? And I said, what the fuck? I mean, excuse me, I keep saying it. So
Right.
I
It's
tapped
okay.
on it, and I read through it, and I filled out the brochure, and they called me the next day. Kenneth Braswell, my mentor, the CEO called you. Ain't no answer machine. He called you himself. And we talked, we chat. I told him about myself and what I was doing, what I wanted. He said, let's do it together. He said, our motto, brotherhood is fatherhood. You can't
Mhm.
have a brotherhood without fathers in it, because I would tell you, anybody who don't care about their children is not somebody you really want to be around. They're not a great individual or good individual. So I got involved with that. It was a 12-week course at Morehouse College that you had to go attend twice a week for 4 hours. Taking counseling, prepping you to become a counselor, how to deal with uh, what you call conflict resolution,
Mhm.
financial stability, emotional intelligence. All these words that was foreign to me, the stuff you see on Instagram and stuff. You hear, but I wasn't indulging in it. And I started doing the work. And once I started doing the work, I started seeing that what they was teaching me actually worked. High fiving your children, that gives them a shoot a door for me. You high
Yeah.
five a child, they automatically just they happy. So I'm high fiving the children every day. I'm waking them up to certain things just to see the development of what I was learning work going in them and seeing the changes in them. And then I started changing because I started seeing the faith in my work. It started producing what I wanted to see. So once I graduated, I just couldn't stop. I had to keep going back up there and talking to them. I was like, I need a job up here. So they made me an ambassador, and I just been working with the community with Fatherhood Incorporated, and we was helping brothers where I always talk about being legitimized, because a lot of people don't know
Mhm.
nothing about being legitimized. How to not combat child support, but how to deal and still survive while paying child support is something that they help you with. They hook you up with lawyers. They hook you up with jobs. They hook you up with a place to stay if you need one. I just didn't know it had any programs for fathers, and a lot of men are
Yeah.
walking around with no guidance. All your homeboys ain't nobody telling you, hey man, how you want to be a
Yeah.
better father? And nobody ain't gonna never ask you that. Are you a great
Yeah.
father? Are you a good father? Do you need help being a father? Do you need resources of being a father?
Yes.
Do you need
Yes. How to
support?
be
Can
assisted.
I pray with you? Can we take the
Yes.
kids out and have a baseball game and
Yes.
show you that it's okay to hug your son and say come here and kiss him on the head. That it's okay to hug your daughter. A lot of people don't hug that girl. I don't care what y'all think. That's your trauma. That's your shadow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hug my kids. I'm gonna tell them I'm gonna love them. I'm gonna hold their hands. I hold their hands till they grown. I wouldn't care. They're my child. But I didn't know none of these skills. I didn't have none of these skills. But going through that program, life changing program, and that would inspire me to just keep pushing this fatherhood thing, because a lot of people just don't have that access to men mature grown men who care about them being a
Yes.
better person. Now, we
Yes.
ain't doing it for your
Yes.
money. We ain't doing it so you
Yes.
can repost it. We care about the children, the family, and
Yes.
the community. We building one family at a time, one community at a time. That's how we're gonna uplift this nation. And by God, dog it worked. It actually works.
Okay,
That's
and
why I
how
got on
long have
Fatherhood.
you been a part of Fatherhood Incorporated?
It's been a total of 3.5 years now. Three and
Okay.
a half years. And
Okay.
anybody can look it up, Fatherhood, Fatherhood Inc. Fatherhood Inc.com. And then
Okay.
we do got a parent program, but just start there. Just start there. And if you don't have one in Georgia, because I believe our headquarters is in Georgia, but we do have a national. I get it to you by the end of the show. I should know it by heart, but
So
I'll get
okay,
it
so
out to
are you
everybody.
in the so are you just in Georgia or are you in
I'm just
different
in
states?
Georgia. I'm just now talking to the national committee because I'm still a young buck. These people been doing this for over 30 years. I'm
Oh,
just.
but is the organization nationwide though?
Oh
Is
yeah,
it
the organization is nationwide.
okay?
Yeah,
Okay,
we can help
great,
you
great.
anywhere because a lot of our classes are Zoom classes. You don't necessarily have to be in Georgia. We work with
Okay.
anybody, but they will fly you out to Georgia. They have your graduation. You walk through Morehouse with your cap and gown, and that's another thing I was talking to somebody. I had a dude at the house this weekend who wore my cap and gown that I wore. He said I never had a cap and gown. I never put on one of these in my life. A lot of fathers never put on that cap and gown or graduated from anything, not high
Anything.
school, no college, nothing. But for them to graduate through that, I seen men cry just putting it on, putting their cap up. Like it was a life changing experience. It truly was. I thank
Wow.
God for them.
That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. Okay, and you are also the Minister of Finance for Georgia or just
But we're
Atlanta?
gonna say for the whole nation. We're gonna.
Okay
I
then.
said it, and if you go talk to Kenny about it, if they have any issues or anything like that. But yeah, my job within the nation is to educate our elites on building and branding their decks. What we was they was supposedly was what was say, because really we are a grassroots organization. We always say that we're not a gang,
Yes.
we're
That's
not a
right.
mob. We are
Yeah.
what you would
Organization.
say for hood purposes, a grassroots organization. Because everybody's not a non-profit organization.
That's right.
Some of us want some. We want to get some green, and I'm
Mhm.
encouraging all elites to have that type of mind frame because that's what the conservative vice lord nation was built off. That's what Bobby and them built.
True.
They came
Yeah.
together and said, let's handle business. Let's
Business.
stop the hustling. A lot of people are
Yes.
great hustlers. That's how they hustle, but they have no business savvy or literacy of that matter. So my job is to what I do. I work with the elites. I help them transition themselves, or would you say people who are in the streets, out of the streets, and start
Right.
small businesses, how to build their credit, and how to uplift their family financially without being a burden to America by being a nuisance with crime or criminal activity. Because you see thug, if you see dirt, if you see all these people who doing crime, it's not a good look.
Yeah.
So I've been tasked, and if you listening to this, please inbox me. This is my job. A lot of people have done it already. Inbox me, and I can show you the whole blueprint of how to organize your debt, incorporate your debt. Uh, Really, y'all need to be purchasing homes, buying some commercial property. Investing each other, buying life insurance policies on everybody on the debt. We got to stop burying people through GoFundMe and stuff like that. I hate to
Oh
say
yeah.
it, but we shouldn't be doing that. We shouldn't be doing that. We should be prepared to take care of one another. If we call ourselves a nation, we should call ourselves family, and we should take care of our family like it was my brother or sister. I'm
Mhm.
going to bury you, and of course, that money come back to the nation. It's not going to an individual. A lot of people don't want to put their money in a pot because they feel like somebody's going to scam or take money out of it. But it's checks and balances and all of that. We
Mhm.
got to start fearing the true unity, and our unity is by combining our money, not just our miles, and we'll get together and spend some money, but we won't get together and invest some money.
I believe that because I believe that the reason why we can't come together like that is because we just really lack trust in each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We don't trust one another enough. And it's so crazy because just like you said, we can come together and we can put in money to buy bottles at the club, or you know what I'm saying, tip the strippers, and what, just
Right.
living. We find money for those things, but you tell a person, man, I need 5,000 so we could get this property. You know what I'm saying? And
Everybody
it's crickets,
probably
they running. You know what I'm saying? And it's real unfortunate. You know, for myself, I teach financial literacy. I teach marketing, promotion, branding, building your credit repair, and a bunch of other different resources that I have offered for free to members of the nation. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And some people have taken me up on it, some people didn't. You know what I mean?
Right.
But at the end of the day, I secured myself.
That's right.
You know what I'm
That
saying? And after, all I can do is offer the assistance. You know what I'm saying? And whether you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. But at the end of the day, I really do want all of us to live well. You know, Kelly said accountability is key for and on the treasury. You so right.
we got to it take finance to build a nation, and
Yes,
we got to look at it. It's been over almost 60 years since CVL Inc. One was incorporated and did their thing, and we have not matched it or even attempted to surpass it. And I find that when I take on that burden to make that change, that's what my one of
okay,
my purposes with while still being in CVL or being in the Almighty Vice for a Nation. Because a lot of people tell you once you get past the age of 35 or 36, you start looking at this thing a whole lot different. You know what I mean? You don't put in all these years of work and all this, and you say, well, I did all this. What did I get out of it? Do you have a retirement? Do you have a 401k? Do you have a can you draw a pension from it? Are they gonna pay my medical bills? Or we just gonna keep on saying this aid and assistance word that doesn't really
exist.
aid and assist.
Right.
It really sometimes it causes more problems than not doing nothing at all.
Yeah.
But that's a narrative that's gonna change. That's a narrative that I strive to change immediately if possible. But like we always say, we need support. We need support. We need people like y'all to chime in and get this guidance and get this get on board this ship, because it's
Yes.
not gonna take off without you. We'll leave some lifeboats behind you, but we are moving in a direction. I want
Yeah.
everybody to be there when we hit the paradise.
Well, I'm a firm believer that the pinball gonna roll with or without an individual. It's just gonna roll.
That's right.
Now, there will always be bumps in the road. Um, there will always be um, misunderstandings and difficulties in every group, organization, tribe, social circle, whatever it is. There will be conflict, but at the end of the day, if you put principles before personalities and understand and abide by your laws, principles, and concepts, all will truly be well anyway. You know
Truly,
what I mean?
truly
All will
indeed.
truly be well.
Now I do wanna challenge all men and all everybody who listen right now. If hug these fathers, hug these men. We need some hugs. We get beat down so much, and people think that we gotta be in this hard mode all the time. But just hugging somebody for 20 seconds releases so much stress with so much anxiety from them. Just being able to know that somebody care about you, like literally care about you. And I challenge you fathers to hug your children. Hug on your
Yeah.
children. Tell them you love them. Not that like sidebar, I love you, I holla at you later. Look them in the eyes, tell them I love you. You great. You're smart. You're a genius.
Yeah.
Start this very early. I had my son reading maybe about 18 months. You know what I mean? It takes discipline. It takes routine, but it's
Yeah.
possible. It's very, very much possible.
Oh, definitely.
And,
Definitely.
and
Definitely.
people can tell. People would tell you. I guess some people would say you can tell who got fathers and who don't.
Yeah.
You would hear that. And I want everybody, even if your child doesn't necessarily deal with their father, but us men, be a father to everybody child you come in contact to. I'm a father them in life. My job is to take them farther in life, father in education, father spiritually, mentally. I'm here to father them in life to make sure they go farther than I did, because only way I'm gonna move forward past what I can do is through them, and I
Yeah.
have to live through my future, and so I have to teach them today. You got to install that into the day so they
Yeah.
can be. Imagine it, like the brother said earlier. Imagine if I had the counseling back when I was 11, 12 years old, man. I wouldn't have had no 10 kids. I'd be sitting with my one child. You know what I mean? Living. Hey, I had the proper guidance, but not to say it was unfortunate that these things happening. We just want to safeguard keeping the same mistakes from happening, or the same lessons that we have to keep going through for our children, the next generation. So I beg y'all, find you some children that are around you, cousins, nieces, and nephews. Start fathering. Go look up the links, read the books. They all out there. Support the Aisha Sisterhood. Shout out to Queen Sue. I think she was on earlier. All the other
Yeah.
sisters on there who are part of that. I love y'all. I support y'all, whatever y'all need. And thank you again for having me on.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Kelly said, one God, one family, one community, one nation. That's right. No
That's
ops.
vice, Lord. That's vice, Lord, right there. I love
No
that.
ops,
Peace.
baby. That's
No
right. That's
opposition.
right. That's right. We are one. Unity is the key. You know what I'm saying? Unity is the key. It's because
Amen.
it's going to take us to save us. Man, I really appreciate you coming on, Samori. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank
You
you.
were great like I thought you would be. You know what I'm saying? We're going to take a brief commercial break. This is our final break before we close out. This is our commercial for episode 7 of the Culture Connects podcast, you guys. Please tune in.
Welcome to The Culture Connects. Join us live Tuesday, November 12th, 2024 at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and CMI Radio, iHeartRadio.com. Hosted by Honey and Curtis. Episode 7's topic is the effects of single-parent households. Honey, a powerful single, mother of 4, U.S. Navy veteran, CEO of Turner Marketing Solutions, and Vice President of the Aisha Sisterhood, Inc. Curtis, Lamond Oates Sr., from Cleveland to Chicago's West Side K-Town, Curtis transformed his journey from prison to award-winning photojournalist, community advocate, and now CEO of Thunder N Lightning Multimedia. A live discussion that will move you. Honey and Curtis pull back the curtain on the resilience and strength of single-parent households. It's a raw, unfiltered conversation on overcoming challenges and building legacy, led by 2 voices who know what it means to rise above. Tune in to the Culture Connects podcast, an Aisha Sisters production.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Lord have mercy.
This is the Culture.
Amen.
This is the Culture Connects podcast. Rashonda, leave me alone, Samori. Rashonda said, "No ops." That's right, sis. We ain't got no ops. We one nation under God. Okay, that's right. Queen Soup said, "Under the sun." Yes, I do agree. Thank you so much, sister. Please continue to support the show. I really appreciate you guys logging in and staying on with us. I love the support. I love the love. You know what I'm saying? I love all of you guys. The Culture Connects is here. We trying to bring awareness to different issues. I'm not looking for no celebrity guests. I want to salute our unsung heroes. There are
That's right.
so many African American men. And if you guys haven't noticed, I have not had a woman co-host yet. I have not had a woman guest yet. It's nothing personal, ladies, because I definitely will have some on here in the future. But there are so many. First of all, Black men, you guys are unsung heroes in our communities. You know, you Father's Day, y'all don't get the love that mothers
Thank you.
get. You know, y'all don't get the support that mothers get. You know, and it's just real unfortunate the way that shut up, Kelly. It's just real unfortunate the way that Black men are treated by society. So for me, going into this podcast situation, I just wanted to bring forth all some powerful Black men that I know personally that are really doing things for their communities, really standing up, loving on their families, and just doing what they have to do. And I just really, that's where I'm coming from. So I just appreciate you for coming on. Any last words for our guests before we close out?
My mentor would say, Kenneth Braswell, great man, very honorable brother. To have abundant blessings, one must have the discipline and stamina to do the great work. Get y'all stamina up, because there's a lot of work to be done, and let's be great at what we do. So that's how you obtain those blessings. A lot of people ask me, like, how you got this? How you do that? I just do the great work for the Father, and everything else will be given to me.
Right
That's it.
on, right on, right on. Thank you so much. Thank you all for tuning in to the Culture Connect. We will see you guys next week with my special guest, Curtis Lamont Oates, a.k.a. Big Kurt. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you for watching the Culture Connects podcast. Please join us next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I am your hostess, Honey, and this is an Aisha Sisters production.